Okay guys, gonna make this review video for you for your test. Hopefully it helps you. Um, you can skip through as much as you need to get through whatever problem you need, but gonna go through pretty quickly. Gonna try to anyway, so let's do this. Number one says find the domain. Domain is what you are allowed to put in for x. You cannot have a 0 on your denominator. So 9 is what the number that make the denominator 0. So what we're gonna write is, we've got a little bracket. We put x with the bar, which means all x such that. We're going to say x cannot equal 9, and x is all real numbers. So x is all real numbers except for 9, and that's all you do in the first one. 2 and 3 say simplify, which means I'm just going to factor. I'm going to factor the numerator by taking out the GCF. The denominator on this one's already factored, which is nice. Once you factor, you can cancel factors that are alike, and whatever's left, that's your answer, just 4 over x. All right, number 3, same exact kind of problem. Factor your numerator. This is a difference of squares, so you can say x plus 2, x minus 2. Your denominator is a trinomial. I need factors of negative 5 that will give me negative 4, which is negative 5 and positive 1. On that one, nothing's canceling. If it did cancel, I would cancel and simplify. I must have made that one up. I would expect something on your test to cancel. So factor like it is, then look for stuff that you can cancel like we did on number 2, and you should be good to go. Number 4, same deal, downward multiplying or dividing. Both 4 and 5 are both multiplication. Still factor again on the top. On the numerator, you have difference of squares, x plus y, x minus y. In your denominator, it says x minus y squared. I'm going to go ahead and write that twice, just so it'll be easier to cancel here in a second. In the second fraction, there's nothing to cancel. So now I'm looking, the rule here is when you're multiplying, you can cancel any factor in your denominator, any denominator, with any factor in your numerator. I can cancel those, and that looks like that's all I can do. You cannot cancel sideways. You cannot cancel those x minus y's on the bottom. So what that leaves you with is an x plus y in your numerator, and 2x minus y's in your denominator. I'm going to write it like this. If you wrote x minus y twice, that is perfectly fine. Number 5. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. I went ahead and changed the second denominator because I think I had a typo when I typed this up, so I changed that to plus. So make sure you see that. On my numerator here, I need factors of negative 35. That will be negative 2. Add up to be negative 2, so I have x minus 7x plus 5. On the denominator, I can take out a GCF, which is x squared. That would leave me a 3x and a minus 2. On my numerator here, I can take out a 4, which will leave a 3x minus 2, which is convenient. In my denominator, I can take out a 7, that will leave an x plus 5, which is also very nice. So once you have everything factored again, you can cancel anything in the denominator with anything in the numerator. All those cancel. What that leaves me with in my numerator, it leaves me a 4 and an x minus 7. And in my denominator, it leaves me a 7 and an x squared. And that's all you do. Okay, division. When you divide fractions, remember, I keep hearing y'all say something like keep, change, flip, or something like that. And that is what you do. But you do have to factor. So again, difference of squares is all over this practice test. So there's the first fraction. I'm going to change it to multiplication. Do reciprocal, take reciprocal of the second fraction. And then I'm looking again, what can I cancel? I have an r plus s and r plus s, an m plus n and m plus n. And what that leaves me with is an m minus n over 1, which is just really m minus n. So good to go there. A couple more divisions. Move this over, make it a little bigger. This is a great one. On the numerator right here, that's cubes. It's a difference of cubes. So you go small, big, cube root, cube root. Square the first one, multiply together, change the sign, square the second one. You learn that pattern. On my denominator, difference of squares, y plus 1, y minus 1. Change it to multiplication. This is now my denominator, so I'm going to put y squared plus y plus 1 in my denominator. And this right here actually factors, because the factors of 1 that add up to be 2 are 1 and 1, so you can factor that. And watch what happens here. The y plus 1's cancel. Look at this. The y squared plus y plus 1's cancel. The y minus 1's cancel. All that leaves me with is that y plus 1 in my numerator. And just 1 on the denominator, but you don't even have to write that. That was pretty neat. Learn how to factor cubes. Number 8. Over and over, same stuff. On the numerator here, factor out the the GCF, which is a 2. In my denominator, factor out the GCF, which is 3. Here I'm going to change it to multiplication. I'm going to write the x minus 8 twice, which is now my numerator because I flipped it, or the reciprocal. My denominator, x plus 8, x plus 8. Now I'm just looking for where I can cancel. So the x plus 8's cancel. One of the x minus 8's cancel. So what does that leave me with for a solution? 2 times x minus 8 over 3 times x plus 8. And that's it. I think that's all for the slide. Let me see. Yes. Number 9, just add it. Now we're going to addition and subtraction. Number 9 is great. Don't miss this one, whatever you do. You already have an LCD, and that's 4a plus 1. So all you do is just add the numerators. And if you add these two numerators, the 3's cancel, you just get 4a. Now please do not be the person who takes those 4a's and cancels them out. Remember, you can only cancel factors. You haven't factored, there's nothing to factor in your denominator, so you can't cancel those 4a's. Be careful about that. Number 10, 10 does not have these common denominators, so you have to find one. And you do that by factoring only your denominators. So I'm going to go x plus 4, x minus 4. Your LCD here is going to be x plus 4, x minus 4. And here's what I've asked you all week. I look at this fraction right here, and I'm like, what does this denominator need to be the LCD? It needs an x minus 4. So you multiply the 5 times, that's not a very good one, but an x minus 4, which gives you 5x minus 20. Now when you look at this fraction, it already has the x plus 4 and the x minus 4, so you can just bring down the 3, and then add the negative 20 and the 3, which will give you negative 17 over x plus 4 and x minus 4. Not real bad. 11, same start here. You have to begin. You don't have the LCD, so you got to start by factoring both denominators. Factors of 10 that give me negative 7 or negative 5 and negative 2. Factors of 25 that give me negative 10 or minus 5 and minus 5. So your LCD, remember, take one of every factor. And this right here, by the way, this denominator right here is really x minus 5 squared, and that's important. My LCD is going to be x minus 2. And then this denominator has an x minus 5, and this one has an x minus 5 squared. And anytime they have factors in common, you always use that factor, but you always use the biggest exponent on that factor. So I must put x minus 5 squared. And the reason you do that is because x minus 5 does go into x minus 5 squared, but x minus 5 squared does not go into x minus 5. So that's the reason why you go there. Now, same process. What does this fraction need? It needs one more x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply that to 5x times x minus 5. So I get 5x squared minus 25x. Now this is a little tougher because there's a minus sign. When there's a minus sign, my advice is do this. Put a minus sign and then put a bracket before you bring down your next part, because that minus sign is going to change everything. So the second fraction is missing an x minus 2. So I'm going to multiply the numerator by x minus 2. So I get 2x squared minus 4x in my bracket. Now, I'm going to take a step here and just distribute that minus sign, make it a minus 2x squared and a plus 4x over all this. And guys, all I have left to do now is only add the stuff that I can on my numerator. I have a 5x squared minus 2x squared, that's 3x squared. I've got a negative 25x and a plus 4x, that's negative 21x. And I have an x minus 2 and an x minus 5 squared. Now really and truly, I can look at that numerator and I know I could take a 3 out. I could actually take a 3x out and it would leave me an x minus 7. But because that will not cancel with anything on the bottom, I'm not going to worry about doing that. It's worth looking, worth trying to see if it will cancel, but this time it doesn't, so I'm just going to leave it alone. All right, simplify. Big fraction here. All you do here is you're going to multiply the top and the bottom by whatever the LCD is of both fractions. That's xy, that's y, so the LCD is xy. So multiply the top by xy, the bottom by xy. And what's going to happen is, in my numerator, the xy is just going to cancel. So I'm just going to bring down the x squared minus y squared. In my denominator, the y is going to cancel, which will give me x squared, oops, change colors back, x squared minus xy. Because what I'm doing right there is I'm multiplying, after I cancel, I'm multiplying with the numerator. Same thing here. When I canceled that, it was 1, so nothing changed. So obviously, hopefully you can look at that and know, that something will factor. So my numerator is the difference of squares, which is about the 5th time on this video we've done this, x plus y, x minus y. My denominator, you can take out an x, and that will leave x minus y. And now what you're looking at is those canceling. And so that leaves you with an x plus y in your numerator and an x on the denominator. We only did 2 or 3 of those this week. If you want to watch that one more time, make sure you have that. It's not difficult. Just multiply the top and bottom by whatever your LCD is. Stuff will cancel. Multiply it out and cancel if you can. Okay, now the radicals. The first one's just a square root. So I'm going to go square root of 121 is 11. Remember, divide your index into your exponent. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Now, because that's odd and it's even odd, you must have absolute value. That's a lot. I should probably do this. Those are ones. The second one here, the 4th root of 81, it does have one. It's 3. You can punch that in your calculator if you need to. And then divide your index into your exponent. 4 goes into 25 times. Now, one more time, I have to use absolute value because even index, even exponent answers odd exponent. 15. 2 choices here. 2 ways you can do this. You can go ahead and break both of these down first if you would like, and do it that way. If the numbers aren't too large, that's like 4 and 8, I usually just go ahead and do the multiplication. Either way is fine. 4 times 8 is 32. Multiply your x's means you add your exponents. Multiply your y's means you add your exponents. Now you got to break that down as much as you can. Simplify it. 32 is really 16 times 2. And I'm using 16 because it's the biggest number I can think of that goes into 32 that has a square root. The square root of 16 is 4. I don't know the square root of 2. It's going to stay inside. Now do your exponents again. 2 into 6 goes 3 times. 2 into 2 goes 1 time. Now, even odd, I'm going to use absolute value. Probably, to be honest, you might not need to because the original problem, all the exponents were odd. Better safe than sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and put them anyway. And that's it. 16. I told you this week when we were going through, your book's trying to teach you a couple of things with these radical fractions. And they're trying to teach you that you can either split them up into 2 radicals like this one is, or you can combine them into one big radical. And usually, the ones we saw, it was better if they gave you 2 to go ahead and make it one big radical. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make it one big radical and write it like that. And then I'm just going to divide. 6 goes into 48 8 times. I'm still inside the radical. The x's cancel. So all I get is a y here. And I would be finished except for the 8. The 8 will break down. Think about it. 8 is really 4 times 2, which is important because I know what the square root of 4 is. The square root of 4 is 2. The 2 stays inside because I don't know what that is. And the y obviously stays inside because I can't take it out. 17. You are only allowed to add or subtract radicals when you have the same number inside. So you always need to try to take your bigger number and turn it into a smaller number. So I'm trying to think, okay, how many times is 2 going to 50? And the answer is it goes in there 25 times. So 50 is really 25 times 2. So I'm going to take that square root of 25, which is 5, and take it out with the 9, which means I'm going to multiply it by the 9. 5 times 9 is 45. The 2 stays in, minus 4 on the square root of 2. Now you just subtract. And you treat the radical like it's a variable. You subtract the 45 minus 4, make it 41 on 2. 18. 18 is just FOIL method with radicals. So I'm going to start with the first. I'm doing these 2. And all you do is multiply the numbers outside the radical. And you can also multiply numbers inside. That's first. Outer is this way. Again, you can multiply the 3's and you can multiply the radicals. And you get that right there. Inside of those 2, you get 4 on 6. And then you go last. Last are those 2. You multiply outside, which is just 3. And we talked about this a lot this week. Square root of 6 times square root of 6 is just 6. It's really square root of 36, which is 6. So I have 3 times 6, which is 18. And again, I will be completely done right there because there's nothing to add together except for I have this 12. Guys, in that 12, whether you realize it or not, breaks down. You can use 4 and 3, and you must simplify all of them as much as you can. So it's going to give me 4 on 2 minus, remember, multiply that. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18 on 3. Plus 4 on 6 minus 18. That's a pretty ugly answer, but that is the answer, so there you go. Let me see if there's another on this page or if that was it. I cannot remember. That was it. Okay. 19, rationalize your denominator. When you rationalize the denominator, when you have two terms on the bottom, you must multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate of 2 minus square root of 3, 2 plus square root of 3, 2 plus the square root of 3. Now the beautiful thing about conjugates is when you multiply them, you just do foo, just first last. 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 3 is 3, and it's always minus because your signs are always different. In my numerator, I'm just going to distribute. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times the square root of 3 is 4 on 3. The denominator, that's really just 1 down there, so my answer is just going to end up being 8 plus 4 on 3. No need to write a 1 in your denominator. Number 20 is squaring a radical. Remember, when you square, multiply, double, square. So I'm going to square the first one, which is just 5. I'm going to multiply those two together, which would be square root of 15, and double it, which means you multiply by 2. And then you square the second one, which is going to be 3. I about wrote 9. Now, we're done, except you can add the 5 and the 3. That's 8 minus 2 on 15. 2 more. 21, when you multiply, this is review stuff. When you multiply, you just add the exponents. Negative 16 plus 5 is negative 11. Do not leave a negative exponent in your answer. Remember, means to flip it. 1 over b to the 11th. One more. Factor a cube. Second time we've done this on the video, so make sure you can get this. Small, big. Cube root, cube root. Use your calculator for cube root if you need to. Square the first one. Multiply together, change the sign. Square the second one. And that's all there is. I've already told you this part right here, that factor will not factor anymore every time we do one of these. Hope that helps. Study hard. I'll see you on Tuesday.